Q&A Review, print speaking to the blind, celebrating 40 years of audio newspaper production. Welcome to this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast, recorded at the Bishopbriggs Media Centre by our amazing volunteers. You can get in touch with us via Facebook, Twitter or Instagram using @Q&A Review. That is @CUEANDREVIEW. You can also contact us directly by emailing information@QNreview.com. That is INFORMATION @CUEANDREVIEW.com, or by calling 0141 772 3976. That's 0141 772 3976.
This edition of the podcast is published on Wednesday the 24th of July 2024 and is read to you by volunteers Hunter, Ian and Philip. East Dunbartonshire Council says it's not permitted. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Some people in East Dunbartonshire who have paid for the garden waste collection are still not getting their green bins emptied because it takes the council up to 2 weeks to send out the permit sticker. No sticker on your bin, no collection. It doesn't matter if you can prove you've paid, your bin is still not getting emptied. The council points out that it is clearly stated that it will take up to 14 days for stickers to arrive and any bins without one will be left. But several households are far from happy with that stance, and there have been other issues too. Some residents have criticised the council's decision to bring in an annual charge of £50 per green bin. Others claim to have been unaware of the charge. However, East Dunbartonshire Council has stated that its garden waste collection is not a statutory service, and with reducing budgets and increasing costs, it can no longer provide this as a free service. The council has also refuted claims that the introduction of the charge hadn't been widely publicised. Kirkintilloch resident Sharon Howe told the Herald that, despite purchasing a permit, their green bin wasn't emptied last week. She said, "The money was withdrawn immediately out of her bank account, but 6 days later, I still hadn't received the sticker to put on our bin. On looking at the East Dunbartonshire Council website, it states that this charge will be implemented from the 7th of July, but from the months of March to July, it will remain free until they get the system up and running. We put our green bin out on Wednesday, July the 17th as normal for collection, and my husband placed a piece of A4 paper on the back stating our permit had been paid for, but we were still waiting for it to be delivered. He even went outside when the binman arrived and advised him of this, but the inspector with them stated they would not be emptying our bin as there is no sticker on it. My husband offered to show him the receipt, but he stated it didn't matter. It would not be getting emptied until the sticker was in place, and if it's in the front of the bin, they will still not empty it." Sharon added that she'd spoken to a number of other residents on the estate who hadn't even been aware of the new charge, so their bins were not emptied either. She said she'd only seen notices about it online, on the East Dunbartonshire Council website and on Facebook, but pointed out not everyone has access to the internet. On phoning East Dunbartonshire Council, she said she was told sorry, but the bin wouldn't be emptied without the permit. I advised him that he should check their own website as it stated it is free from March until July, but they still refused to empty our bin. Responding on behalf of East Dunbartonshire Council, Thomas McMenamin, Executive Officer for Roads and Neighbourhood Services, pointed out that various methods of communication were used to inform residents about the implementation of the garden waste charge, both online and offline, since the decision was taken at the Council in December 2023. A leaflet stating that the charge would begin on the 7th of July 2024 was included in the annual council tax billing letter which all households received in late February/early March 2024, he stated. As well as this, targeted correspondence to all households, multiple press releases and social media were issued from December until July, including notification that applications would open on 17th of June. The council website was updated, there was coverage in the local and regional press, and posters were displayed in key venues across East Dunbartonshire, including our community hubs and community centres. The information was also included in external and internal newsletters. Frequently asked questions were published on the Council's website, which, to date, has been viewed over 35,000 times, which clearly states that no green bin will be emptied unless a permit sticker is displayed, and it can take up to 14 days for the permit to arrive. While we understand some residents are frustrated that their green bins were not collected over the past fortnight, we believe we made significant efforts to notify residents via various ways about the new scheme. Those that are still awaiting a permit should receive this within 14 days time frame. If anyone is still waiting for their permit 14 days after receipt of payment, they should get in touch with us as soon as possible so we can issue a replacement. Residents who choose not to apply for a permit can continue to dispose of garden waste at Mavis Valley Recycling Centre free of charge. And the article was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by me, Ian McKenna. This week in history. July 27, 1980. The deposed Shah of Iran died of cancer in Cairo. July 28, 1959. Postcodes were introduced into Britain by the Postmaster General, together with new postal sorting machines. On this day last year, after 500 years buried in a field, a rare seal matrix stamp used to authenticate medieval indulgences and offer a fast track to heaven in exchange for cash went on display at a Hampshire priory. July 29, 1938, first edition of the Beano comic was published. July the 30th, 1718, William Penn, founder of the Quakers, died in Pennsylvania. On this day last year, the Prince of Wales surprised diners at a food ban in London when they realised the Royal was serving up their veggie burgers. William was helping to promote the winners of the Earthshot Prize. July 31st, 1979, Irish pop group the Miami Show Band were ambushed and murdered by Protestant gunmen near Newry in Northern Ireland. On this day last year, wild camping was once again allowed on Dartmoor after the National Park won a successful appeal against a ruling in a case brought by a wealthy landowner.
The deadline for grant scheme. Time is ticking away for groups to apply for the latest round of the Eastern Berkshire Council Community Grant Scheme. Organisations have until noon on Friday, the 26th of July, to apply. It's a chance for groups carrying out work at the heart of local towns and villages to apply for funding. There are two grant schemes, one for grants of up to £5,000 and the other for grants of up to £10,000. The Community Grant Scheme is one of the ways the Council provides funding to the community and voluntary sector. Any group that has a constitution, a bank account, is not for profit and aims to bring benefits to the residents of Eastern Berkshire can apply to the grant scheme. They do not need to have charitable status. The Community Grant Scheme is committed to encouraging and supporting community-led activities that result in a community benefit for the area's residents. Applications for grants are assessed against the Local Outcomes Improvement Plan (LOIP), which sets out the priority outcomes for Eastern Berkshire and focuses on improving public services across the authority. Groups can apply for a grant for a wide range of projects as long as they are not for profit and bring benefits to the residents of Eastern Berkshire. They can apply for capital, revenue, consumables, ongoing capital and overhead costs. More information is available on the Eastern Berkshire Council website. Schools artwork on display, as recorded by Hunter MacDonald. The Eastern Berkshire Schools art exhibition continues to run at Kirkintilloch Town Hall. The annual competition was this year Remember the Socialist and School Teacher John McLean, is supported financially by EDAC and Hunters Hill Village and organised by the Thomas Muir Festival. The Thomas Muir Coffee Shop hosts an exhibition in Bishopbriggs each year, but with thanks to Eastern Berkshire Leisure and Culture, there's a second opportunity to see the artwork at the Kirkintilloch Town Hall until the 16th of August. All primary and secondary schools within East Dunbartonshire catchment area were invited to participate. From over 2,000 artworks submitted by schools from across the authority area, 25 are selected and professionally framed. The exhibition is free and is open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Return of bird box building workshops for the summer. Popular bird box building workshops are returning to East Dunbartonshire this week, with several events taking place throughout the local authority area. Last summer's workshops were attended by around 200 people, with 70 bird boxes built by people of all ages. Supported by the East Dunbartonshire Countryside Rangers, the workshops are designed to support local biodiversity and increase awareness, as well as provide a fun activity for children during the school holidays. The bird boxes and bat boxes can then be placed in local woodlands. The first workshop takes place on Thursday, the 25th of July at Lenzie Moss, at the head of Hawthorne Avenue, Lenzie. Other workshops take place on Friday, the 26th of July at Whitefield Pond, Lennoxtown, meet at the Cross Hill Street entrance, Thursday, the 1st of August at Cairnhill Wood on the midpoint path of Henderland Road, Bearsden, Friday, the 2nd of August at Langmuir Park, Tintock Woods, Langfolds Park, at the end of Ellisland, Kirkintilloch, and Thursday, 8th of August at Kilmerdinny Loch at the end of Thompson Drive, Bearsden. All the workshops are drop-in events and run from 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. Please rest for the weather. Children must be accompanied by an adult. No booking required, just turn up. The bird box building workshops are funded by the Scottish Government Nature Restoration Fund.
Stand up for fans of Old Firm. Report by Kevin McRoberts. 2 stand-up comedy shows are set to be staged in Kirkintilloch, appealing to fans of the 2 Old Firm clubs. The first is a stand-up show for Rangers fans called Rangers Revolution. The night is set up with the fans in mind to talk about their rivals, Scottish football and general comedy. The second, obviously, is a stand-up show for Celtic fans called Celtic Clubhouse and will follow a similar format. The new stand-up shows have been created by Gordon Young of Young Comedy Club, who is fairly sure nothing like this has ever been done before. Both events are completely separate and on different nights, explained Gordon. The comedians are all football fans and know the audiences well. The nights will be staged for the first time in Kirkintilloch next month. Rangers Revolution will be held in Kirkintilloch Rangers Supporters Club at Luggybank Road on Friday 16th of August. Doors open at 7 p.m. and the show begins at 8 p.m. Celtic Clubhouse will also be staged in Kirkintilloch, but will be in the Redbury Function Hall on Redbury Road on Saturday the 17th of August. Again, doors are at 7 p.m. and the show begins at 8 p.m. Both nights will have 4 comedians and a host who is also a comedian. Tickets are priced at £15 and are available in Eventbrite and at both venues. Gordon said, "As these are the first stand-up shows specifically for Old Firm fans, we have gained a bit of interest. I would also like to add that I am working closely with Men Matter Scotland. They will have representatives available on both nights. I believe that mental health is a massive part of a lot of people's day-to-day lives, and if my shows can help anyone who might be suffering, then I'd be more than happy. I believe these shows will be a good tool for those suffering to make new friends who are like-minded and have a love for their club. After all, laughter is the medicine everyone needs. I will also be donating a part of the profits to mental health charities." Gordon hopes both nights will prove popular with Celtic and Rangers fans and would like them to become a regular occurrence. Find out more about Young's Comedy Club by searching on Facebook, Young's Comedy Club. And that article was by Kevin McRoberts. Siblings set fire which killed cats. A brother and sister who set fire to a house which killed a man's beloved 3 cats have been jailed for 21 months. Aaron Forbes, 32, from Bishopbriggs, and Amanda Forbes, 34, from Kirkintilloch, sparked the blaze in Glasgow's Rob Royston on 28th of February 2022. There was said to have been bad blood between Aaron and homeowner Gregor Jameson. Aaron had previously lived in the property. The siblings torched furniture while 50-year-old mechanic Mr. Jameson was at work and stole a safe. 3 of his 4 one-year-old Bengal cats perished in the blaze. An emotional Mr. Jameson told jurors, "These were, in effect, like my children, and for them to be removed from this planet in a traumatic manner is disgusting." The Forbes were both convicted at Glasgow Sheriff Court of willful fire-raising. They were also guilty of breaking into Mr. Jameson's home and theft. Sheriff Gerard Bonner told them, "You were convicted of a very serious crime, setting fire to a house causing significant damage and the death of 3 beloved pet cats." The motive on the part of Aaron Forbes seemed to have been revenge, and this was supported by his sister. She supported this revenge by acting on his instructions. The gravity of the offence means that there will be no alternative to custody which is suitable or appropriate. Mr. Jameson recalled how he met Aaron Forbes online 10 years ago and they lived together for 4. He said that Aaron later moved out of the house, which was shared with a university lecturer and another man 2 weeks before the incident. Mr. Jameson told the court how he let all 4 of his pets out before going to work. Mr. Jameson said, "In the course of the morning, 3 of them got back in. I thought that's good because I didn't want them out. Little did I know it was a death sentence being back in the house." The witness told the court that he later received a phone call from a neighbour that his home was alight. Mr. Jameson said, "She told me that I was not to worry as the fire brigade were there. I had no inclination of the devastation that was about to come." He drove home and spoke with a firefighter on the scene. "The first thing I told him was that there were 3 cats in there. All he did with his hand was show that the cats were dead. If the 3 did not come in, they would have been spared. 1 did not come back in. She has been spared and is still with us." The witness stated that he was not allowed back into his home for 12 hours. CCTV from a neighbouring property on the day of the incident was shown to the court of a silver car driven by Aaron near to Mr. Jameson's house. 2 people dressed in black, one of which identified as Amanda Forbes, were also spotted. Lindsay McQuaid, defending Aaron, told sentencing that a degree of immaturity and vulnerability played a part in the offences. Gemma Elder, defending mum of 3 Amanda, stated that her client was capable of change. And that report was by the court reporter.
More children home alone. The NSPCC helpline has made twice as many referrals in the last year to local authorities in Scotland about children being left home alone or unsupervised. Between April 2023 and March 2024, the service, which provides help and advice for adults with concerns about the well-being of a child, sent 238 referrals to local authorities following contacts about the issue. This is compared to 110 referrals during the previous 12 months. The increase in the number of contacts on this issue to the helpline and the referrals made could be due to a number of factors, including a recent NSPCC helpline marketing campaign, increased service capacity and greater public awareness about the risks of leaving children home alone. Cam Thandy, head of the NSPCC's helpline, said, "It can be hard for parents and carers to know the right age to leave their child home alone, as every child is different and the first time being left unsupervised will differ for every family. It is vital that both the child and adult feel comfortable with any decision that is taken, and that if a young person is to be left home alone, they know how to contact a trusted adult and what to do in an emergency. For anyone who may need advice or is concerned about a child who might be at risk, our helpline service can support you, and the NSPCC website has a range of tips. Adults with concerns about a child can contact the NSPCC helpline by calling 0808 800 5000 or emailing help@nspcc.org.uk.
Help with school clothing costs for Region's parents. Report by Don Renton. Parents have been reminded that they could be eligible for financial help with school clothing and shoes as youngsters head back to the classroom next month. National advice agency Advice Direct Scotland is urging households to check their eligibility for support before schools return from the summer holidays. East Dunbartonshire Council provides clothing grants of £120 for primary school-aged children and £150 for secondary school-aged children to families receiving qualifying benefits. The school clothing grant is only available to children in full-time education, and grant will not be paid for any pupils over the age of 16 until their return to school in August. You can apply for a school clothing grant for children attending nursery school. More information can be found on the Council's website at www.eastonbarton.gov.uk/residents/skills-grants/school-clothing-grant. Advice Direct Scotland is also reminding families to check whether they qualify for the Scottish Government's Best Start Grant School Age Payment worth £314.45. This can help with the cost of preparing for school when a child is first old enough to start Primary 1. For assistance with any applications, you can contact the Advice.Scot team by phone or online. They offer pre-practical advice and information on various topics, including accessing benefits and ensuring households receive all entitled support. The team can be contacted on 08 08 800 9060 Monday to Friday 9am to 5pm or through www.advice.scot. Connor Forbes, Policy Director at Advice Direct Scotland, said, "Many parents worry about the cost of sending their children back to school after the holidays. We know that Scots families are finding things extremely difficult due to the cost of living crisis, especially as kitting out children is becoming increasingly expensive. The good news is that help is available, so we urge anyone who might benefit from a clothing grant to make sure they know how to apply and when the relevant deadlines are. Anyone worried or confused can reach out to our team at advice.scot for free advice at any time." And that report was by Dawn Renton. Support for pupils on Results Day. Report by Kevin McRoberts. A dedicated helpline will be opened to support pupils and students across East Dunbartonshire set to receive their full higher, national and advanced results on Tuesday the 6th of August. Young people, along with their parents and carers, will be able to get support with their results through Skills Development Scotland's SDS dedicated results helpline that will be offering impartial career information, advice and guideline. The SDS Results Helpline will once again be staffed by expert careers advisors and will be live from 8am on Tuesday, 6th of August, to assist anybody that needs help with their options and next steps. The team of qualified advisors from the National Skills Agency will offer advice about colleges and universities, UCAS confirmation and clearing, apprenticeships, jobs and other training, volunteering or staying on at school. Dave McCallum, Head of Career Information, Advice and Guidance Operations at SDS, said, "Our message for young people and their parents and carers is, as the results arrive, not to panic. Everything might seem overwhelming right now, but remember that this is just one step in your journey. Our experienced advisors are here to provide expert support and guidance, offering information on a wide range of options and opportunities. Whether you didn't receive the results you were hoping for, or exceeded your expectations, we are here to help you navigate the next steps and make the best decisions for your future." The SDS Results Helpline has been going for 32 years and has helped tens of thousands of young Scots. There's also an SDS Careers Advisor linked to every secondary school in Scotland, with almost 250,000 school pupils from primary 7 to secondary 6 receiving careers information, advice and guidance each year. The number for the 2024 Results Helpline is 08 08 100 8 000. That's 0808 100 8000. And will be opening Tuesday and Wednesday, 6th and 7th of August, 8am to 8pm. And Thursday and Friday, 8th and 9th of August, 9am to 5pm. In addition to the dedicated SDS results helpline, visit Scotland's career information and advice website, My World of Work. Report by Kirkintilloch Roberts.
New sleeping baby monitor. A new wireless device that could help in the diagnosis of respiratory and sleep conditions in babies and young children is being trialled for the first time with patients. The Paediatric Advanced Respiratory Service, PARS, has been developed by the West of Scotland Innovation Hub, which is hosted by NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde in partnership with digital therapeutics company Pneumowave. It combines wireless wearable biosensors with mobile app-based software to give real-time analysis of infants' breathing when they are asleep. The technology is attached using an adhesive pad and tailored specifically for children, as many existing in-hospital devices are invasive and therefore poorly tolerated by babies and toddlers. It will be used to monitor babies in the Royal Hospital for Children's neonatal unit in children who are at risk of central apnoea. Dr. Ross Langley, NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde paediatric respiratory consultant who has led the PARS project, said, "Detecting and monitoring respiratory problems in children and newborns can be challenging. We are pleased that PARS has now entered an early stage study with patients as we explore new ways to diagnose sleep and respiratory conditions in young children. This has been developed with industry partner Pneumowave and is tailored specifically for children. The device has worldwide potential to improve remote monitoring and diagnostic accuracy in paediatric patients."
Eric Liddell exhibition, celebrating an Olympic legend. Report by Kirkintilloch Roberts. With the Olympic Games starting in Paris this week, an inspiring exhibition commemorating legendary athlete Eric Liddell will be unveiled at the Scottish Parliament, marking the centenary of his iconic Olympic gold medal victory in the French capital in 1924. The exhibition, Eric Liddell, Legacy of an Olympic Legend, is on display from this week in the Parliament's main hall and will run until Thursday, 12th September. Eric Liddell's remarkable story reached global audiences through the 1981 Oscar-winning film Chariots of Fire. The film, celebrated for its inspiring narrative and memorable soundtrack, continues to influence and uplift people around the world. Born in Tianjin, China, Liddell was a devout Christian who famously withdrew from the 100-metre heats at the Paris Olympics because they were held on a Sunday, his Sabbath. Instead, he competed in the 400 metres event where he triumphed, securing his place in history as the last British athlete to win gold in this event. This exhibition offers a unique opportunity to visitors to explore the life and legacy of Eric Liddell, the Flying Scotsman and 1924 Olympic champion, alongside other legends from the Scottish Sporting Hall of Fame and Scottish athletes competing in the 2024 Olympics. Organised by the Eric Liddell 100 campaign, which Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal serves as patron, the initiative seeks to honour Liddell's legacy and inspire future generations through a series of events and activities emphasising his core values of passion, compassion and integrity. John McMillan, CEO of the Eric Liddell community, said, "We're thrilled to see the launch of the Eric Liddell exhibition as part of our programme of events to celebrate the centenary of Eric Liddell's gold medal win. All of our partners involved in this initiative spent a significant amount of time considering what Eric Liddell would have wanted and how important it is that we reflect him in our endeavours. We believe that any individual can make a positive impact on the world if they approach the challenges they face with passion, compassion and integrity, which are our three values for the Eric Liddell 100. We hope everyone who visits the exhibition leaves feeling uplifted, inspired and motivated to live life with these values in mind." Right Honourable Alison Johnson MSP, presiding officer for the Scottish Parliament, said, "We are delighted to host this exhibition in the Scottish Parliament, which celebrates the significant achievements of Eric Liddell, but also serves as a powerful reminder of his legacy. The Parliament is delighted to provide a platform for sharing his inspiring story with the thousands of people who will visit us this summer." The Eric Liddell exhibition is free, with no ticket required. For more information, go to www.parliament.scot/visits. Eric Liddell. Eric Liddell was a Scottish sprinter, rugby player and Christian missionary. Although born in Tianhuan, North China, Eric had strong links to Scotland. He studied at the University of Edinburgh, represented Scotland in rugby and athletics, and lived and taught in Edinburgh. After his success at the 1924 Summer Olympic in Paris, Liddell returned to China in 1925 to serve as a missionary teacher. Aside from 2 furloughs in Scotland, he remained in China until his death in a Japanese civilian internment camp in 1945. The story of Eric Liddell is important, not only because of his sporting success, but also his values and the good he brought to those he met. And that was a report by Kevin McRoberts. Drones could fly defibrillators to cardiac arrests. Report by Kevin McRoberts. The Scottish Ambulance Service is set to carry out vital research to test how drones can be used in response to cardiac arrest. Project Kairos, funded by Innovate UK, are a group of organisations aiming to develop the UK's first drone-enabled medical logistics network. The Scottish Ambulance Service, a key partner in the project, is aiming to carry out a simulation study later to better understand the feasibility of delivering an automated external defibrillators, AEDs, via drone technology. Every year, over 8,000 people in Scotland have an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest, OHCA. This simulation study will investigate bystander interaction with the drone and also explore the protocols required to support the Scottish Ambulance Service call handlers in navigating bystanders to a drone during simulated scenarios. Scottish Ambulance Service Chief Executive Michael Dixon said, "The entire health service, including here at SAS, is always looking at ways to innovate and find new ways of providing life-saving care. Drone delivery of AEDs to out-of-hospital cardiac arrests, OHCA, is being investigated in several parts of the world, especially looking at how this could be used at remote and rural areas or areas of extreme urban congestion. This study will provide us with additional evidence to assess if drones could provide value to the Scottish Ambulance Service in the future. This has the potential to benefit communities across Scotland. During each simulated OHCA scenario, a group of participants will be given instructions through a telephone compared to another group of participants who will be given video-assisted guidance to retrieve a nearby drone-delivered AED. This study is building on existing research domestically and internationally to better understand how drones could be used by an ambulance service in the future. A number of live flight trials are planned across the country later this year. Fiona Smith, Project Kairos Director, said, "We have been delighted to work with the Scottish Ambulance Service on this study. Project Kairos is looking forward to continuing the great work with several key partners to showcase the potential to benefit communities across Scotland and provide equity of care to remote and rural areas." And that report was written by Kevin McRoberts.
Monster Truck Fest. Awe-inspiring trucks, heart-stopping stunt shows and family-friendly events will be on offer when Truckfest Scotland arrives at the Royal Highland Centre, Ingliston, next month. Truckfest delivers one of Europe's most thrilling motoring experiences. This year, Truckfest Scotland is set to host one of its most exciting editions yet, transforming the Royal Highland Centre into a hotspot for the very latest in monster trucks, BMX and trucking, all within a dazzling arena stunt show. Audiences can look forward to revelling in car-crushing monster truck action, marvelling as UK's top-ranked freestyle motocross riders take flight in displays of American rigs, customised trucks, emergency vehicles and vintage trucks. Truckfest Scotland is on 3rd and 4th of August. For tickets go to www.truckfest.co.uk/truckfest-Scotland.
Zip across the Clyde to support Poppy Scotland. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Armed Forces charity Poppy Scotland is delighted to announce the return of its Clyde Zipslide fundraising event on Sunday the 8th of September. A unique and thrilling way to see Glasgow's iconic cityscape, this is a 100-foot high, 1,000-foot long challenge. Participants will launch across a zipslide from a crane located next to the stunning Riverside Museum, the third time the charity has utilised a spectacular location. Participants have been asked to raise money for Poppy Scotland, Scotland's leading armed forces charities. Poppy Scotland provide an array of welfare support to the armed forces community and supply the famous Scottish poppy over our national period of remembrance. This is the third iteration of the Poppy Scotland Clyde Zipslide, which has enjoyed great support. Last year, participants arrived from all over the country to take part and were blessed with t-shirt weather for the rushing ride over the heart of Glasgow. Poppy Scotland's Head of Fundraising and Learning, Gordon Mitchie, said, "The Clyde Zipslide was a fan favourite last year. People came from all over to take part in such an exhilarating challenge and took tremendous pride in their ability to raise vital funds for Scotland's armed forces community. This year, with the introduction of the crane launch, we hope to see this event grow further. The Scottish public are tremendously gracious in their support of our armed forces community, and this is a great opportunity for thrill seekers to make a meaningful contribution to those who keep us safe and free. We were particularly proud to welcome representatives from DHL, Barclays and Motive Offshore, who raised significant funds too. I'd encourage anyone who is looking for some fun, be it with friends, on their own or through their work, to get stuck in and signed up. After all, there are limited spaces. For those who wish to take part, they can sign up at www.poppyscotland.org.uk. Poppy Scotland delivers support to members of the armed forces community in Scotland by providing tailored funding and assistance. The charity also funds services and advice, employment, housing, mental health, mobility and respite. And that report was by Kevin McRoberts. As published on Wednesday, July the 24th, family announcements, deaths. Henderson Elizabeth, suddenly at Glasgow Royal Infirmary on Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. Elizabeth, Betty, beloved sister of George and Margaret. Funeral service to take place on Thursday, July 25 at 1:15 p.m. at Springfield Cambridge Parish Church, Bishopbriggs, and thereafter to Cadbury Cemetery. Mitchell, Irene, peacefully at the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital on July the 11th, 2024. Irene, beloved wife of John, retired head teacher of Gulsith Academy, loving mother of Rosalind and Andrew, grandmother of Louise, Joanna and Cameron, and great-grandmother to Caleb. Funeral service to be held on Wednesday, July 24th, 2024 at Daldowie Crematorium, arriving at 11:30 a.m, to which all friends, relatives and former colleagues are invited. Family flowers only, please. There will be a retiral collection in favour of Diabetes UK. Home care pilot to treat babies with jaundice. Report by Kevin McRoberts. A team of neonatal nurses and medical staff at Glasgow's Royal Hospital for Children, RHC, neonatal unit, have launched a pilot service to treat newborn babies with jaundice in the comfort of their family home. When at full capacity, the at-home service can free up at least 30 maternal bed days per month in the adjoining Queen Elizabeth University Hospital maternity unit as these new mothers do not need to be in a hospital bed. Neonatal jaundice is present in around 6 to 10 babies born and is caused by a build-up of bilirubin in the blood. It causes yellowing of the skin and the whites of the eyes. Currently, when a baby's jaundice test shows high levels of bilirubin, they will require a stay of up to 5 days in hospital with their mum to receive phototherapy treatment, a special type of light that shines in the skin. This pilot from the RHC neonatal unit enables babies to go home as planned after birth and receive phototherapy while being with their mum in her usual comforts and surroundings. The at-home treatment for neonatal jaundice is easy for parents to implement and minimises impact on day-to-day life with a newborn. Parents simply slip the baby into a small sleeping bag-like garment which delivers the phototherapy. The babies can be breastfed while in this device. A member of the neonatal nursing care at home team visits these families at home daily to monitor the baby's progress. Staff nurse Lindsay Hill explained, babies can develop jaundice symptoms 72 hours after birth. If we've already discharged a mum and her baby, they would usually need to return for a hospital stay to receive phototherapy. This can be really upsetting for mums who've been settling into life with their baby at home. NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde community midwives monitor for jaundice as part of their routine home visits. Under the pilot, if the baby has jaundice requiring treatment with phototherapy, after an assessment to ensure the baby is otherwise well and meets the criteria, the family will be offered this care at home. Lindsay added, "We are focused on delivering person-centred care, and this is a pilot that we've been hoping to implement for a while. It is very satisfying to see it live and to hear the positive feedback from parents." A family who have benefited from the pilot are Daniel and Scott Stevenson and their daughter, Ava. Scott said, "We were aware of Ava's jaundice when she was in hospital and she was receiving phototherapy there. Her bilirubin levels improved and we were able to go home. The nurses advised that a midwife would visit the house, would check this again for us, and that there was a chance we would need to return. When the midwife arrived at the house next day, the blood test showed that Ava needed phototherapy once again. The midwife then offered to bring the suit to us. I worried that it would be a lot of equipment at first, but it wasn't, and it was so easy. It was great. We're a 30-minute drive from the hospital, and we have our 5-year-old son at home, so it meant we could all stay together, and Daniel could be comfortable. Thank you to the hospital team for this service." And that report was by Kevin McRoberts. The Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald letters page, date Wednesday, July 24th. Let's talk. Please send your letters via email to kirkysherald@jnscotland.co.uk. That's KIRKYHERALD @JNScotland.co.uk and write letters in the subject field. Please keep letters to a maximum of 300 words. Letters cannot be published without a name and postal address. Also include a daytime phone number if possible. We reserve the right to edit any letter. Garbled message. Sir. In the days before the general election, Sir Keir Starmer ridiculed John Swinney, who had advised Scotland needed to send a message when we voted. The Labour leader suggested we didn't need to send a message. In contrast, we needed to send Scottish Labour MPs into government. Yet only Ian Murray is in the cabinet. John V. Lloyd, address supplied. Milk and Holyrood. Sir, who would work in an environment so toxic that it feels like the life of a bullied teenager, attacked verbally throughout the day by peers and 24/7 through social media, where misogyny, racism and sexism is the default position, encouraged by the braves of their colleagues, and televised for an incredulous public to wonder why they've elected a species that give donkeys a bad name? The only pleasant side of the Westminster bubble is the subsidised champagne. An MP at Westminster sends part of each week in London. This is not such a hardship if you live in Hertfordshire or Surrey, but a considerable journey if you live in Scotland. An MSP at Holyrood spends part of each week in Edinburgh, easily reached by most. At Westminster, adversarial politics ensure deep divisions, puerile rudeness, and an unpleasant work atmosphere. Small wonder, then, that the talent pool of prospective MSPs heading for Holyrood is expanding. It is excellent to have more choice of good people, ineffective in the Westminster majority system, with experience and determination to improve Scotland's chances and choices. Yours, etc., Francis Scott, by email. Dead Duck. Sir, John Swinney is in the firing line following the disaster for the SNP in the election. Will changing the leader help? Undoubtedly not, for the simple reason is that it's not the personalities in the SNP that are causing the problems, it is the policies. None are working. Scots face 2 more years of SNP mismanagement before the next Holyrood election. Few can expect an SNP bounce back, then, given that if the party has not fixed the problems after 17 years, 2 more are superfluous. All the SNP will achieve is to make its defeat in 2026 even more resounding. Yours, etc., Gerald Edwards, by email. Poor show. Sir, the winning of only 9 seats at Westminster in the general election has been devastating for the SNP. John Swinney can only look on in horror, as the growing numbers of SNP supporters calling for him to stand down, and he apparently doesn't know what to do about it. His strategy of blaming Westminster for all of Scotland's woes has spectacularly failed. Gone are the halcyon days when we witnessed Ian Blackford strutting up and down the floor of the Commons, beguiling his audience with his wit and wisdom. In my younger days, I vaguely remembered that the then celebrated pianist Winifred Atwell having a massive hit with a tune called Poor John, also known as The Poor People of Paris. Now we have the poor people of Scotland brought about by a very poor John Swinney and his predecessors. Yours, etc., Bob McDougall, by email. Children rejoice. Sir, what a can of worms the SNP opened in trying the old one-upmanship technique with regards to human rights and the rights of oppressed people who only want to change their gender. A previous First Minister of Scotland wanted a simple, straightforward procedure for changing gender. We only had to say, I'm now a woman, and move seamlessly into our new role without fear of prejudice, or indeed discrimination of any description. Superb until that discriminatory Westminster put the big foot in and trashed the whole idea. Not only that, but came up with a report which suggested that children should not be prescribed puberty blockers in a stroke ruining a pipeline of gender change for generations. Never fear though, where there is a will there is a way. In Scotland we now have the UN Charter for Children's Rights enshrined into law, something which will enable the Scottish Parliament to take a fresh go at enabling the young oppressed section of our society to move seamlessly from gender to gender in whatever their hearts desire. Better education, health, entertainment, football team, a brave new world of opportunities beckon. What next, we wonder, for our forward-thinking government? Just think, a full 2 years to tinker with society? Just wonderful. Yours, etc., E. Lewis, by email. Get a handle on your hay fever? Report by Kevin McRoberts. As polling levels continue to fluctuate through the summer season, NHS 24 is sharing advice on how to safely manage hay fever as part of its summer health campaign. The common allergic reaction is caused by pollen irritating the nose, throat, eyes and sinuses. Symptoms are often like those of a cold and can include frequent sneezing, a runny or blocked nose, itchy, red or watery eyes, and an itchy throat, mouth, nose and ears, and a cough. Hay fever is common. It can affect up to 1 in 5 people at any point in their lifetime, explained Dr. John McInnaugh, Associated Clinical Director at NHS 24. While it is not a life-threatening condition, there is no cure for it, and it can make those who have the condition feel quite miserable through the summer months. NHS 24 manages NHS Inform, which is Scotland's online health information service. The site includes more information on how to self-manage hay fever through its online symptom checker and where to seek further help if required. Dr. Mackinaw continued, "There are some simple things you can do yourself to lessen your symptoms of hay fever. If you need to be outside, it can be to wear wraparound sunglasses and apply a small amount of Vaseline, petroleum gel, to your nostrils to stop pollen getting into your eyes and nose. It's also a good idea to take a shower and change your clothes after being outdoors to remove the pollen on your body. If you continue to struggle with the symptoms of hay fever, speak to your local pharmacist who can give you information on over-the-counter medicines that are suitable for you. If your hay fever is persistent, severe, or it causes complications with any other illnesses, such as asthma, you should contact your GP for further advice. The most effective way to control hay fever would be to avoid pollen completely, but this would be near enough impossible to do in the summer months. If you struggle particularly with hay fever and the pollen count is high, you might want to consider staying indoors as much as possible. More information on the pollen count can be found by visiting the Met Office's pollen forecast page on their website. Yolanda Kluwe, the Met Office's UK pollen forecast manager, said, "We're constantly monitoring what's in the atmosphere and what might be coming in terms of pollen in the air. We look at a very broad picture for the pollen outlook, including the weather in the previous year when pollen is formed in some plants, to make a judgment on how heavy a season it might be for pollen release. Rain, wind, temperature and sunshine all affect how much pollen will be produced and how much it will be dispersed. The first thing to do is to make sure you understand the type of pollen you're allergic to and monitor the Met Office pollen forecast. That way, you know when the very high days of pollen are coming and you can take the precautions to try and avoid it." More information is available via NHS 24's summer health campaign at www.nhsinform.scot/summer. That's www.nhsinform.scot/SUMMER. And that article was written by Kevin Roberts.
Good day to you. It's Philip here from Q and Review and reading the church news under the district news of the Kirkintilloch Herald. And as it's summer, there's a lot of clubs and things in churches which are not happening. So there's less news, but there's still news that Kenmure Parish Church visitors to the area during the holiday period will receive a warm welcome at our Sunday morning worship. It begins at 11 a.m. and this Sunday will be led by Mr. Isaac McCleary, reader in the Church of Scotland. You can attend either in person or online on our YouTube channel. The services on YouTube can be watched as live as it is happening and as it's streamed, or later at a time that suits you. You can find our channel by simply searching Kenmure Bishopbriggs on YouTube. There will be a period of fellowship following the service in the hall when teas, coffees, juice and biscuits are served. The most up-to-date details of all our groups that are currently running may be found on the WhatsApp section of our website, kenmure-church.co.uk. To find us on Facebook, just search for Kenmure Parish Church. And if you'd like to join our WhatsApp group or receive the Bible study from ABC, then email us at kenmurechurch@icloud.com. And then we move into Kirkintilloch and the Church of God at Regent Hall, Regent Street. The next family praise service is on Sunday, August the 4th at 4 p.m. This will feature our praise band, video presentations, and the guest speaker is Bob Hawthorne. Refreshments will be served after the service. A warm welcome to everyone who is able to join us. Our coffee corner is now closed for the summer break and will recommence on Wednesday, August the 21st. For up-to-date and further information on our services, visit our website on www.regenthall.org. And a text message says, Jesus said, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who seeks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks the door will be opened." That's from Matthew chapter 7. Then to Bishopbriggs again. St James Church, Hilton Road, Bishopbriggs. And the minister there is Paul Watson. And there is a communion service at 11 a.m. on Thursday in the chapel, and on Sunday, July the 28th, in the chapel at 9 a.m. and at 10:30 a.m. in the church. Everyone is welcome to come along to any of the services. Do stay on for fellowship over tea and coffee afterwards. There are also other virtual services and groups. For up-to-date and further information, refer to our social media. Facebook is St James LS Bishopbriggs. Website www.stjamesbishopbriggs.org.uk. And a date for your diary, Friday, August the 23rd, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. is our Community Fun Day. So there you go, a fun day out in Bishopbriggs. And that's, it's not far from Asda. If you just go down that road, it's on the right-hand side, near the fire station. St Mary's Parish Church in Kirkintilloch. The service on Sunday, July the 28th, beginning at 11 a.m. is as usual, and to be taken by the Reverend John Morning. There will be age-appropriate activities for our young people in our halls during the service. Our next open doors will be taking place on Wednesday, August the 7th. On Saturday, August 10 a.m., I believe that should be, community event linked to the Olympics is being held at St Mary's between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. This is designed to be a fun day for all ages. No sporting experiences is required, and all abilities entered for, or catered for, we should say. There will also be a tea room. Come and join in our games, or just come along and support those taking part. This will be a fun day for the whole family. So there you go. And now we move back to Bishopbriggs to Springfield Cambridge Church. The morning worship on Sunday the 28th will be conducted by the Reverend Gordon Mackenzie in the sanctuary at 11 a.m. An offering will be taken during the service. Please place your offering in the offering plates as they are passed around the congregation. Tea and coffee will be served in the Cameron Hall after morning worship. Come and enjoy the fellowship. The summer Sunday school meets in room 2, where creche facilities are also available. Morning worship is also being live streamed on the Springfield Cambridge Church YouTube channel. A link to this can be found on the Springfield Cambridge Church website, www.springfieldcambridge.org.uk, and Facebook page where up-to-date information about events and church organisations can also be found. There will be a vestry hour on July the 24th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. For anyone who would like to talk with the minister, there will be a short weekly service of worship in the Springfield Chapel on Wednesday, July the 24th from 11:10 to 11:30, followed by tea and coffee in the Hall of Fellowship. The Guild is inviting the congregation to join them in supporting the Eastern Bartonshire Food Bank warehouse by bringing donations and leaving them in the cupboard in the cloakroom. A list is attached to the cupboard door identifying specific items of need. Now to Milton. Milton Acampsey Parish Church. Beginning on Sunday, July the 28th, they'll be running Oompalarity Holiday Club for children of all ages from July the 29th to August the 8th. Willie and Lofty will introduce the theme each day. Don't know who Willie and Lofty are, but maybe pop along and see them. And each day the Oompa Gospel guy will keep us right with Oompa Loompa Doompa Day. Do. Wow. Try saying that with your false teeth out. I've got the perfect story for you. There will be also games here in the Battlefield Park from 2 p.m. to 2 p.m. until 3 p.m. 7-Up in the evenings will cater for young people, and Boaz, which stands for a bit of a sing, will practice each weekday evening from 7 till 8 p.m, preparing for the charity concert on August the 8th. Don't forget the community quiz on Tuesday, July the 30th from 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. You can enter a team if you wish and to join in or go along and join a team. Also, each weekday evening at 8:15 there will be parable prayers, a 20-minute intergenerational time of worship, followed by tea on the middle Sunday, August the 4th. All are invited to a kind of messy church, beginning at 3 p.m. and finishing with a buffet tea and a chance to watch the Wonka film. A community art project will run throughout the fortnight, and sales of Kilimanjaro rice is £2 a bag will enable a child in Malawi to go to school. And that's a good cause if you buy a bag of rice there if you're used to cooking with rice. And then they'll visit care homes on Wednesday, July the 31st. Next Sunday service will include a dedication for all involved in Go Mad. Send us a photograph of yourself that you've made out of umpolarity. I love Milton Accountancy for their catchy names and titles. Anyway, move to Lenzie when things get a bit duller. Lenzie Church of Scotland joint services. 28th is at Lenzie Union. August the 4th is at Lenzie Union. And August the 11th is at Lenzie Union. And these are services beginning at 11 a.m. Cluster services, we invite our friends from Lenzie Old, St Mary's and St David's Memorial Park churches. All are welcome. And then the club that meets in St Columba's Church, Men's Club, in Kirkintilloch in the halls there at Old Isle Road. And it's not necessary to be a church member to join. The club, which has been in existence for many years, provides a chance for men to spend a Monday evening in very relaxed company and to participate in activities such as pool, snooker, capit bowls, darts, table tennis and dominoes. Or, if you're not sporty that way, yeah, you can come along and just sit and have a chat with the guys. And they have a selection of speakers, usually 3 each session. Visit other clubs and have a 10-pin bowling night with one club. The membership comes not only from Kirkintilloch, but also from Lenzie, Cumbernauld, Milton Campsie and Bearsden. All men are welcome. And just to give you a notice, that's all the church news, but a notice of if you're interested in the Canal Festival in Kirkintilloch. It begins on Monday the 26th to Friday, August the 30th. Boat trips, Saturday concert, 5 p.m, DJ music, Greg Summers and fireworks spectacular with the fabulous Greg Fields specifically composed music to accompany the production. Sunday fun day, fun fair, climbing wall, canoeing, archery, street theatre, live stage music, hot food, cocktails. Full of details can be found at www.kirkintillochcanalfestival.org. And if you're into festivals or into conferences, etc., there's so many happening at this time of the year. In England, we have the Keswick Convention at Keswick. This is a great convention. I've been to that a few times. Or this week is happening in Fauconbers in the Gordon Castle there. There's a refuel event. And then we have Keswick and Buckie happening in Buckie. That is a Keswick event there. And then we have another Keswick event which is called in the north, which is in Dingwall Church of Scotland there. There's another conference here. Check out their websites or get someone to check it out for you of all the stuff that's happening. And if you've got a church which is that you attend or know of which is not mentioned in the church news, why don't you drop me a line and I'll profile them here in this recording for you. And I hope you're enjoying your summer and the good weather when it happens. We have some good sunny days and we have other good rainy days. All good for the garden. Anyway, God bless you. Take care and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.
As published on Wednesday the 24th of July, District News General. Friendly Peanut needs a home. Peanut is a delightful 9-year-old West Highland Terrier cross with bundles of love to offer. She's looking for a quiet home with children aged 10 and over. A secure garden where she can potter around and play fetch with her ball would be just perfect for her. She's house trained and travels well in the car, making her a great companion for outings. However, Peanut can be vocal around other dogs, so she prefers to be the only pet in the home and would appreciate walks in quieter places to make her feel more at ease. If you think you could provide a home for Peanut or any of the 40 dogs currently available for rehoming, please contact us on 01506 873 459. St Columba's Men's Club. St Columba's Men's Club of Kirkintilloch meets in the halls of St Columba's Church in Old Isle Road, and it is not necessary to be a church member to join. The club, which has been in existence for many years, provides a chance for men to spend a Monday evening in very relaxed company and to participate in activities such as pool, snooker, carpet bowls, darts, table tennis and dominoes, or simply to sit and chat. We have a selection of speakers, usually 3 each session, visit other clubs, and have a 10-pin bowling night with one club. The membership comes not only from Kirkintilloch, but also from Lenzie, Cumbernauld, Milton of Campsie and Bearsden. All men welcome. Canal Festival. Monday, August 26th to Friday, August 30th. Boat trips. Saturday concert, 5pm. DJ/music with Greg Summers. And fireworks spectacular with the fabulous Greg Frio. Specially composed music to accompany the production. Sunday Funday. Funfair, climbing wall, canoeing, archery, street theatre, live stage music, hot foods, cocktails. Full details at www.kirkintillochcanalfestival.org. Glasgow. Art exhibition, This Is Me. Polish artist Kalina Slosarska's latest exhibition, This Is Me, inspired by Scotland's beauty, can be seen at Sky Park until August the 30th. Kalina said, I find my inspiration in new spring growth, sweeping mountains, landscapes or stormy seascapes in Scotland. Free admission. Scotland. 4th Road Bridge Open Day. Applications are now being taken for free guided tours of the 4th Road Bridge deck and anchorage, hosted by Transport Scotland's operating company, BEAR Scotland. The tours will take place on Saturday, September the 28th as part of Doors Open Days, Scotland's largest free festival that celebrates place and stories. Up to 300 places will be available, allocated via a random ballot. Enter at www.bearscot.com/toursOpenDay. That's www.bearscot.com/DOORSOPENDAY. The ballot will close on August the 1st. Guided minibus tours will depart every 15 minutes from the bridge office in South Queensferry. Tours will last 1 hour, stopping at points of interest along the deck before visiting one of the anchorage chambers on the north side of the bridge, where the main cables are anchored into the rock. Commentary will be provided by experienced members from staff of BEAR Scotland. There will be no charge for the tours. However, donations to charity will be welcomed. All money raised will go to BEAR Scotland's national charity partner, Macmillan Cancer Support. The 4th Bridges exhibition at Transport Scotland's Contact and Education Centre will also be open to the public from 9am until 5pm, featuring special exhibits and educational activities. Advance booking is not necessary for the exhibition or to take a walk across the bridge. Everyone who attends either a bridge tour or the exhibition will have the chance to enter a charity prize draw for a once-in-a-lifetime trip for 2 to the top of the Queensferry Crossing's main towers. The minibus tours are in addition to 60 tower top trips that will take place to celebrate the bridge's 60th anniversary. Andy Thompson, BEAR Scotland's operating company representative for South East Scotland, said, We are delighted to welcome visitors back to the 4th Road Bridge on Doors Open Day for the 3rd year running, and to be raising money for a great cause in Macmillan Cancer Support. Our guided minibus tours give the public a rare chance to visit parts of the bridge normally hidden from view, and to hear from experienced members of staff. In response to feedback, we're allocating places this year via a random ballot to give everyone an equal chance. Music. Wind instruments help kids' asthma. If you're looking for a new instrument for your child, you might want to consider a wind instrument. Asthma is a widespread medical condition. According to research, in the UK there are currently 5.4 million people receiving treatment for the condition, and 1 in 5 of those are children. That's over 1 million youngsters who need medicine or therapies to improve their breathing. There is constant research into ways to manage and improve its impact. This includes studies like everyday activities, like playing woodwind instruments that help to ease symptoms and improve respiratory functioning. Playing a woodwind instrument can not only help with asthma, but also have a positive impact on mental well-being, says Simon Bennett, Managing Director of Music Guard. This is not a quick fix or even a long-term solution, but learning a woodwind instrument may help people to live with asthma. Music is therapeutic and offers social interaction and stress relief. Learning to play woodwind instruments can help children and adults relax, enhancing mental health. Playing these instruments requires controlled breathing and exercises the pulmonary system, potentially aiding those with mild to moderate asthma. Although not scientifically proven, there is a widespread view that learning to play a woodwind instrument can be helpful. Playing woodwind instruments involves varied breath control, which can strengthen the lungs and improve respiratory health. Woodwind and brass musical instruments include a wide range of options. Playing the trumpet, horn or oboe does need the person to expel a lot of pressurised air. However, the interplay of taking deep breaths, then blowing, can help train and build respiratory functioning. With a flute or trombone, the resistance factor is less, making it easier for some asthma patients to play these instruments. Careful experimentation under supervision is often the best way forward. Professional medical advice should be sought to ensure that you or your children would benefit from learning to play a woodwind instrument if your asthma is relatively severe, warns Bennett. Find out more at www.musicguard.co.uk/woodwind-instruments-asthma. Core Teeners perform at Oval. Following the release of their new single Solitude of the Night Bus and news of their forthcoming 7th album Pink Cactus Cafe, Core Teeners have announced details of an autumn arena tour of the UK. The Core Teeners recently played at Transmit Festival in Glasgow, and on Thursday, November 14th, the group will play at Glasgow's Oval Hydro. Tickets go on sale on Friday, July 19th, and are available via gigsandtours.com and ticketmaster.co.uk. Pink Cactus Cafe is Core Teeners' first new music since 2020's More, Again, Forever, a record that received critical acclaim and was widely regarded as one of the band's most confident and consistent records. Summer Escape Appeal. Refuge launches Summer Escape Appeal as 18,000 people expected to reach out to the domestic abuse charity in July alone. Domestic abuse charity Refuge have launched a major appeal for summer in order to support some more domestic abuse survivors to flee their abusive partners. The charity has shared that 18,000 people are expected to reach out to them for help and advice in the month of July alone. The campaign highlights how, for many women, domestic abuse can intensify in summer. Campaign materials include testimonials from survivors supported by Refuge that showcase the fierce courage needed to escape an abuser. The campaign includes out-of-home and online advertising and is backed by long-term celebrity ambassadors for the charity, including Sherry Blair and Helena Kennedy. Abigail Ampofo, interim CEO at Refuge, said, "Domestic abuse happens all year round, but we know when the weather is warm and people are away enjoying their summer holidays, it is a social issue that is often forgotten. The summer months can add increased stresses for women and their children experiencing domestic abuse that make it harder to seek support and even more necessary that they know where to turn. We want to be there for everyone that needs our help, but we can only do that with the generosity of our supporters. We know many families are feeling financial pressures right now, but we're asking, if you can, please consider a donation to our Summer Escape Appeal. Donations to the campaign can be made by visiting donate.refuge.org.uk. All of the money raised will help fund Refuge's life-saving services so they can listen, believe, understand, plan, organise and use their expertise to help women and children escape to safety. Sport. Honesty is the best policy. Report by Brian Newell. Petershill decided honesty was the best policy when they unexpectedly found themselves reaching the second round of a cup competition they shouldn't have been in. The club received a bye in the first round of the West of Scotland Cup, and then a home tie with Irvine Victoria in the second. This was despite serving a ban from the competition for fielding an ineligible player against Pollock last season. Petershill decided they should point out the error, which meant the draw had to be redone. A club statement said, "During our 3-1 defeat against Pollock in the competition last October, Dean McBride came on as a sub late in the game. Prior to the match, our match secretary at the time had contacted the disciplinary section at Hampden to clarify Dean's status as he was in the middle of a suspension and had been informed that Dean was okay to play. It transpired that this information was wrong, and Dean was in fact banned from taking any part in the cup tie. After the match, we were sanctioned, and as all the communications with the SFA had been over the phone, we could provide no written or email evidence. We were found guilty, and as punishment, we were fined and also banned from taking part in the competition in season 2024-25. We were somewhat surprised then that when draws for the first 2 rounds of this year's tournament were made, that we were given a bye in round 1 and drawn at home against Irvine Vics in round 2. Believing honesty to be the best policy, we informed the WOSFL of their oversight, and General Secretary John Dalton has thanked us for being upfront and honest and bringing it to their attention. The first 2 rounds were redrawn without Petershill being in the hat. Selected ties: round 1, West Park United vs Campbelltown, Ashfield vs Neilston, East Kilbride Thistle vs Caledonian Locomotives. Round 2, Beath Juniors vs Glasgow Pershore, Rossvale vs Kirburnley Ladeside, Kirkintilloch Rob Roy vs 3 Rovers, Ashfield/Neilston vs Cumnock Juniors, Irvine Victoria vs East Kilbride Thistle/Caledonian Locomotives, West Park United/Campbelltown Pupils vs Newmains/St Peters. The first round will take place in October and the second round in November. And that article was written by Brian Yule and read by me, Ian McKenna. Rob Roy to play at new complex. Kirkintilloch Rob Roy has reached an agreement with Kirkintilloch Community Sports Club to play its home matches at Kirkintilloch Community Sports Complex this season. This marks a return to the town for the club, having played at Guy's Meadow in Cumbernauld since Adamley Park was sold a decade ago. Kirkintilloch Community Sports Club Chairman Jim Gilmore said, "A key element of our business plan for running the facility was to allow the return of Rob Roy to Kirkintilloch and to work together in developing the complex for the benefit of the community. I'm delighted this is now possible, and the whole town can now look forward to supporting its local team in brand new surroundings." Rob Roy President Neil Anderson added, 10 years after vacating Adamsley Park, it is fantastic to be back in Kirkintilloch, and we are all looking forward to this new chapter in the club's history. I am delighted for the supporters that the club now has its own base, and we want to encourage the community in backing the team and using the facility so it becomes a beacon for the area. I would also like to thank everyone at Cumbernauld United for allowing us an extended stay at Guy's Meadow, something for which we will be ever grateful. I look forward to welcoming you all to our first game of the season at Kirkintilloch Community Sports Complex. The first competitive match at the new facility will see Rob Roy host Renfrew in the West of Scotland First Division on Saturday. Josh. Stupid not to target promotion. Report by Brian Yule. Rossvale boss Josh Gardner says it would be stupid not to target promotion this season after coming so close last term. Gardner arrived last summer from St Cuthbert Wanderers and led the side to a 4th place finish in the West of Scotland 4th Division. They would have been in the top 3 for parts of the season before ultimately missing out in a place in the 3rd Division by 4 points. Gardner said, "When I arrived the team had finished 8th the year before, so while we were looking for improvement, promotion was very much a second season ambition. However, the results went really well and we found ourselves in the mix at the top end of the table, staying there all campaign. Ultimately, we would just miss out, but it would be stupid not to be targeting promotion this season, having come so close. I think the 4th Division will be a lot stronger this season, with the likes of Carluke Rovers and St Peters looking to be very much improved. You also have the teams who came down, including Port Glasgow Juniors, who were only relegated due to a points deduction and are throwing a lot of money at it in order to return to the 3rd Division. For our own part, we have retained all our players and added a little bit of quality, fighting off interest from elsewhere. I'm really happy with how pre-season has gone, so I think we are ready to have a real go at it. I think we are stronger than we were 12 months ago at this stage. I don't even want to be targeting just a top 3 finish. I want us to be competing for the title, but we'll see how it goes. There will be the return of a Bishopbriggs derby in the 4th Division this season, with West Park United having been relegated last season. Rossvale will kick off the new season on Saturday with a trip to St Peters, while United host Port Glasgow. The midweek matches see United at home to Giffnock on Tuesday and Rossvale at Port Glasgow the next day. There is no local interest in the Premier Division following Kirkintilloch Rob Roy's relegation, but plenty in the 1st Division. Rob Roy will start the season with their first game at the new Kirkintilloch Community Sports Complex on Saturday as they host Renfrew, before Blantyre Victoria come calling next Wednesday. Ashfield and Peters Hill will be looking to get back into the promotion hunt this season after finishing 5th and 6th respectively last term. It is a trip to Kilburnie Ladeside on Saturday for Ashfield, before they are home to Kilwinning Rangers on Tuesday, while Peters Hill are at Irvine Meadow on Saturday and at Thornywood United next Wednesday. Caledonian Locomotive start their 2nd Division campaign away to Yoker Athletic on Saturday, before they host St Anthony's on Tuesday, while the 3rd Division will see Glasgow Pershire at home to Finnart on Saturday and away to Dyral Thistle next Wednesday. And that article was by Brian Yule. Mata has completed her move to Glasgow. Glasgow City has signed Finnish youth international Sofia Mata on a permanent basis following a 6-month loan spell at Swedish side Umeå. Originally signed on a pre-contract at the start of the year, the 19-year-old winger has penned a 3-year deal with the club. Mata featured in every fixture during her spell in the Elitan, scoring on 3 occasions and left the Swedish side 2nd in the 2nd tier. As well as being a talented footballer, she is also a former Finnish junior champion in the 100 metres, 200 metres and long jump. Mata, who joins fellow Finnish youth international Wilma Forsblom at Petershill Park, said, "I think this is a very successful club and it's a really good place for a young player like me to be. Hopefully I'll get in a position to help the club challenge for trophies." City head coach Leanne Ross added, "Sophia is a talented young player with pace, game intelligence and technical ability which can add excitement to any game. Her speed and dribbling ability means she can positively impact games from a wide position, delivering dangerous balls into the box or using her pace and skill to evade opponents and score goals. I'm very happy Sophia has chosen to sign for Glasgow City and recognises this as an environment where she can play with freedom while learning and developing from the experienced players we have in the team. I have no doubt she will entertain the fans with her exciting and direct style of play and ability to create and score goals." Speedway. Tigers boss praises Harris after comeback win. Glasgow Tigers boss Cammy Brown hailed captain Chris Harris after an incredible comeback to beat Scunthorpe on Friday. On a night of high drama at Ashfield, the home side fought back from 8 points down to win 48-41 in a thriller. After extensive treatment, Harris somehow got up from a horror crash in Heat 1 to reel off 4 wins and would have had a maximum but for an engine failure while leading Heat 13. There was further drama in Heat 14 when new signing Matic Avicic tangled with Connor Mountain for another dreadful pile-up. Referee Willie Dishington excluded Mountain, who was then joined by his captain Simon Lambert as he went to the ref's box to complain. In the rerun, Tigers appeared to have a 5-1 to wrap up the points, but Pearson also had an engine failure while leading, and the home side sealed the victory with a maximum in the final race. Brown said, "That was quite incredible entertainment. The meeting had a bit of everything and a pure drama from start to finish. I think it's probably taken about 5 years off my life, but we serve up entertainment with a capital E at Ashfield. I can't speak highly enough of Chris. To get up from that incident and lead the side in that way was quite incredible. He is a very special sportsman." The new boys couldn't get dialed in, and guest Ben Barker had an engine failure in Heat 4 that put us right up against it, but every single one of the team were heroes. Leon Flint was outstanding and is starting to look so impressive at Ashfield, while James Pearson also delivered with aggressive wins. Jack Smith has been unwell all week and nearly didn't ride, but he came good as well. I also have to give a special mention to Ben, who was absolutely sensational as a guest, and I was pleased to see Matic get his first win in such a crucial Heat 14. We have very big tests around the corner, but we'll enjoy that outstanding entertainment. The next test will see Championship leaders Poole Pirates come calling this Friday, and that report was by Phil Lanning.
That concludes this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast. Please remember to subscribe to our channels at Hume Review and to tell your friends about our service.